Hi everyone, sorry about that shaky start. It was telling me it's going to time me out. And just because I'm on holiday at the moment and I know I've been posting some shorts and also some holiday sort of vlogs, I'm here today to do a live stream that I think will be beneficial to some people. I'll be going live across all of my platforms. So I'll be going live on my Facebook page, I'll be going live on my Instagram, and I'm going live here. And the title of this is Loving Yourself Enough to Know What You Want. I think it's called To Know, Loving Yourself Enough to Want the Best for You. That's it. There was a few different titles and I thought, you know what, I'll just go with the title that fits best with what I'm going to say. So thanks for joining, whoever's joining, and anyone that does join on the replay, then feel free to leave your comments. So I'm a counsellor, I'm a coach, and you probably, if you've been subscribed to my channel or if you've come across my videos, you'll know that I specialise in the areas of relationships, self-esteem, depression, and stress. Now, the reason I chose those areas specifically is because that's where I've got the most expertise, but also they're the most things that I am passionate about and can relate to. So this is where the self-esteem part of it comes in. So for lots of people, they are living a life that they don't want to live, not intentionally, because they're not always even aware of it, because the years just go past and they realize they're in a relationship they don't want to be in. They're in a location they don't want to live in. They're doing a job they don't want to do. They're just not living life the way they want to. Now, I know that post-pandemic, the increase in people struggling with not only low self-esteem, lack of confidence, depression, stress, relationship issues, and all of that just increased, especially anxiety. And the reason for that partly was because people were spending more and more time alone, but they were not necessarily identifying what it is that is preventing them from getting where they want to be in their life. Now, if you love yourself, what that means is you care enough about yourself to say, I want the best for me. Now, I know we've got all these cheesy sayings that people always talk about: be the best version of yourself, love yourself, what's the word called? You can't pour from an empty cup. You know, love yourself more than so that other people will love you. And we can say all of those things. And for me as a counsellor and a coach, what I'm mindful of is I don't want to just have sound bites that everyone keeps repeating, because every person is individual. And if someone could just get up and, you know, do the best for themselves or love themselves or have confidence in themselves, then obviously they wouldn't be coming to see a counsellor or a coach. So it's never for me about just saying to someone, oh, you're beautiful, why don't you see yourself as that way? Or, you know, when I first started as a counsellor, to be fair, that's the sort of thing I would do. So a young person would come into the room and say they feel they're ugly, and then straight away I'd say, oh, no, you're not ugly, you're pretty. But then what I realised is it doesn't matter if I keep saying to that person they're pretty, just because I'm trying to build their self-esteem, but also that's my version. It's not helping them because that's not how they feel. So quite quickly, as a counsellor, I've learnt to go with what the person is feeling and uncover why they're feeling that way. So I've made a little note of a few reasons that can get in the way of people really getting what they want in life. The first one is their past. So if you have low self-esteem or you don't love yourself, it's come from somewhere. Now, when I work with clients, I'll always say to them, how long have you been feeling this way for? Now, the ones that say I've felt like this my whole life, I won't just then move on and start talking to them, because you wasn't born with low self-esteem. And even as a child, majority of children, unless they're bullied at school, unless their parents are really negative and emotionally abusive, you know, always calling them stupid or dumb, or unless there's been an incident or occasion where an adult or something has happened that has knocked their confidence. Children are the most confident in the world because they'll run towards a road and not even think about the cars. They'll go into a park and play with lots of other children. So when someone says to me, I've been like this my whole life, I'll try and unpick it a bit more and say, and we'll try to find out where it came from, because it wouldn't have been with you your whole life. Then the second part then is your past, if you've been, say, in a past abusive relationship where someone has messed with your self-esteem or how you feel about yourself, or if you've had an incident or something has happened which has messed with that, It could be any reason. So for me, as a counsellor and a coach, I've got to, first of all, we've got to try and unlock and identify. Now, sometimes people can't identify why they feel the way they do, and I'm also okay with that. Sometimes I'll say, do you know what? Let's not, keep trying to figure out where the root is, or let's not try to dig too much. Let's just focus on where you are now. And we can work with that as well. So what you want to be doing as a person, even if you don't go to see a counsellor or a coach, is that's like an approach you can use. First of all, sit and think, how long have I been feeling like not good enough for? When did it start? Where did it come from? And try to trace it back if you can. Then when you then have figured out that, or even if you don't, the first thing you then have to make a promise and commitment to is that the past is a part of your journey, but it doesn't have to be part of your future journey. And that's just the fact of it. We've all got a past. And sometimes some traumatic things have happened to people, some significant things that you're not going to just put aside. And I'm not going to say as a counsellor that someone can just live in the present or the future and forget about their past. But if you're living with your past being present, you're never going to love yourself enough. So you are going to stay in those relationships where you're being mistreated, because you're going to say, well, I've always felt not good enough, or every relationship I've been in, they've mistreated me, so I don't know any different. But instead of saying, I'm sick of being mistreated. I don't deserve to be mistreated. I deserve to have a loving relationship. Why am I allowing these men or women to be off the hook when their behaviour is the issue? So what you would do then, if you're focused on wanting the best for you and you love yourself enough, you would say, and this isn't about domestic violence, which I've made lots of videos on, and I've worked in domestic violence. There's a different factors to consider there in terms of safety. So I'm just talking about someone that's unhappy in their relationship generally, but they still remain there because they probably feel they're not going to get anyone better, or they're used to being mistreated, so they're not going anywhere, or they don't know what a good relationship looks like. The amount of people I've worked with over the years where we just go back to basics, we look at attachment theory, what's their attachment style. We look at building up their confidence so that they know that they don't deserve to be spoken to like that. They don't deserve someone to be gaslighting them. They don't deserve people to be cheating on them and then turning it back on them and saying it's your fault I cheated on you. They don't deserve someone to be disrespectful. I was working with someone, and I'm not going to, obviously, for confidentiality, I always speak generally. I was working with someone many years ago, and I did have to control myself. As a counsellor, sometimes when we're working with someone and we feel so passionate, you can forget sometimes. So this person was literally saying that because they'd made a mistake, their partner, and that's why I'm keeping it confidential, I'm not revealing anything too intricate, their partner would phone up when they were angry with them and swear at them, swear, shout, scream. And when I asked the person, do they think that that's acceptable for someone to talk to them they said yes. They said yes because of what I've done. Now, I had to come out of the counsellor role then and start talking to this person that no one deserves to be screamed and shouted at. No matter what you've done, that person does not have the right to talk to you like that. Now, you can acknowledge your mistake, which you've done. You can, and this is just moving on now from the actual person, people can acknowledge their mistakes and take accountability for what they've done, but that doesn't mean that they still have to accept. I can't even imagine the idea of someone screaming and shouting at me and then for me to pick up the phone and speak to them again, or even saying, yeah, that's okay, you can take out your anger on me. It's not okay. It's never okay for that. And that's where, as I've said, look, if you love yourself, you want the best for yourself. You will never accept less than the best. It doesn't mean that everyone has to be perfect. People are going to make mistakes, but what you have to do is say to yourself, this is what I deserve, this is what I want, and I will set standards. So the other thing as well is fear. People can be jointly fearful of succeeding, but they can be fearful of not succeeding. And I didn't even know that was a thing, but it is a big thing because the amount of motivational speakers out there and amounts of podcasts I've listened to where people will say, I'm fearful of success, so they sabotage themselves, but I'm fearful of not succeeding, so they sabotage themselves again. Now, how can you win? Thank you, whoever's joining. I can see comments there, thank you. Yeah, you've said something about your ex was like that. Yeah, There are lots of people like that, yeah, who think that it's acceptable to talk to people in a disrespectful way, and that they expect the person to take it and to just say, well, do you know what, it's your fault, you made me angry, that's why I'm screaming at you. Well, no, you control if you scream at someone. You can say to someone, I'm too angry to talk to you right now, so I'll go for a walk. You can say to someone, I'm really, really angry. But you, as individuals, we have to control our anger. We can't still be living in this narrative of you made me hit you, you made me scream at you, it's your fault that I'm emotionally abusing you. No, it's your fault because you're doing it. So with the idea of fear, you have to, there was a person I was listening to, I listen to so many audiobooks and read so many books that I can't always remember. But the concept was, you have to feel how, it's not feel the fear and do it anyway, but you have to feel the fear. I think it was Lewis Howes. He said, it's not about trying to wait until you're not fearful anymore, you're not scared. It's same as with motivation. The amount of people that I say, they'll go, I'm depressed. But I say to them, okay, what activities normally help you to feel less depressed? Going to the gym, swimming. And they give a list of things. And I say, fantastic, you've got all this list of things. Are you doing any of them? No, because I'm not motivated at the moment. If you know something makes you feel good, don't wait for motivation to make you go and do it. Because you're never going to feel motivated when you are depressed. When you're at your worst, motivation isn't going to hit you because you're not going to be thinking, I know I need to go for a walk or go to the gym. So that's still back to loving yourself enough to want the best. And sometimes I'll say that to clients. I'll say, if you know that doing yoga once a week in the past has made you feel good, if you can guarantee that you go for a walk and you'll get a different perspective because you'll be outdoors, you know, you might interact with someone, you don't know what's going to happen, but if you don't do it, you won't know. If you love yourself enough, then you're going to do all of those things because you're going to say to yourself, I know what's best for me. So in terms of like this fear, back to what Lewis Howes was saying, he said, you can feel scared, but you can still do it because what you will discover by doing something that scares you, what far outweighs not doing it, because if you don't do it, you're never going to know, well, okay, could I have done it? He said, just stop trying to remove fear from your life. I've got some comments. You are too right. Thanks. Oh, that's okay. Thanks for watching. You know, it's the idea of, I mean, I made a video. I don't know if I've uploaded it yet. And it's this idea. No, I don't think I've made it yet even. It talks about this idea of just being comfortable with really uncomfortable emotions sometimes. But don't let that stop you from doing anything. If you love yourself, what you would say to yourself is, do you know what, I'm feeling really scared about doing this. This is really causing me a lot of stress, but do you know what, I'm still going to do it. I'm not going to like cancel going to that party because my social anxiety is getting to me. I'm not going to, you know, pull the sheets back on and stay in bed all day because my depression is in a really bad way. I'm not going to not go for that new role because I'm too scared of like whether I'm going to get the job or not. It's none of that stuff. It's saying, do you know what, I want the best for my life. We get one life. You know, as time rolls on and we get older, we can't turn back and then redo anything. So what we need to start doing is saying, I love myself, so I deserve better. I love myself, so I want better. I love myself, so I'm going to do better. You know, and it's not even just chanting those things, you know, that affirmations. I love affirmations, but without action, there's nothing. Because you can say affirmations for the rest of your life, but unless you take action, nothing's going to change in your life. So the other thing is, finances can sometimes hold people back. To me, my dad, my late father said to me once, don't ever let money be the reason you don't do something. Now, I don't know, my dad was just wise. He just had these like little bits of wisdom which helped me through life. You know, my dad was quite philosophical and he was a very calm man. He's from Ghana and he's a very African man, but not, you know, yes, he's all about education, he was, but he was never like, you know, sit you down and give you these talks. And he was very emotional, as in like, you know, you'd get hugs and stuff from my dad. So he said to me, don't ever let finances be the reason that stops you from doing something. And what he meant by that, and what I still stand by as well, is if you want to achieve something, there are ways that you can find the money to do it. Now, it's not going to be easy. It doesn't mean you have to be a millionaire, But when I went to university, I mean, it was years ago, we had grants, but then I took a graduate loan, which I paid off. I'm not telling people to get into debt over things. You know, when my car broke down, I didn't have the money really to pay for a new car, but I found it. I used savings, used my salary. There's loads of times when I've been in situations where I've said, you know, I want to do this, but I don't have the money. Even now that I'm on holiday, this has taken me a year to pay off for this holiday that I'm on. You know, I didn't imagine that I'd be going to like, what the point is, if you want the best for yourself, then you're going to do what needs to be done. And I'm not talking about getting into debt. I'm talking about don't let money be the reason that you say, well, I can't study or get this degree because of money. I can't do this. And I know there's lots of people that will sometimes come, and I love comments. And the one thing with me is I won't delete a comment unless it's not irrelevant, but like when I do domestic violence videos or certain videos, if people are coming on there and being really disrespectful about women or about violence, that's gonna, you know, you're gonna get deleted. It's about the video and the content, and I don't care if personal to me. I've had people say personal things. I'm fine with that. What I'm trying to get at with this is sometimes I'll make a video and someone will say, you're not living in the real world. You can't just do anything if you've got no money or blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to say that there are not struggles, and I'm not trying to say that anything's possible, you just click your fingers and you get it. The point I'm saying is, if you love yourself enough, and if you're determined to do something, then it might take you longer than everyone else, because maybe you don't have that money at the moment. Maybe you can't escape from that relationship at the moment because it's too dangerous to do it. Maybe you're waiting for your kids to get older before you take that risk or do something. It's about you saying that you're still going to do it. The problem is people will say, I want to do this. But then as time goes on, all these other things will get in the way. And then they'll say life got in the way. Well, life is never in the way, because life is what we're living every day. Do you know what I mean? Life is what happens every day, so it can't get in the way of anything. If you're saying that you want to go back to university and get a degree, then instead of saying, I'll wait for my children to get older, or I'll wait till I get the money to do it, or I'll wait until my husband, he does part-time role, or whatever it is, whatever reasons, what you're doing then is you're giving your brain a reason to stop you from ever doing that thing. Because whenever you go to enroll, your brain's going to say, well, the kids are not old enough yet, or I don't have the money to do it yet. Where if you just reverse that, what you would say is, I'm going to do this, I'm determined to do this. You know, when I put my deposit down on this holiday in November 2022, even the preparation before I went solo on holiday, which is the first time I've gone solo, because I always travel with friends, family, they always book everything. Even little things like having to fill in the travel authorization form, speaking back and forth to the travel agent. You know, even the fears last minute about, you know, traveling by myself as a woman, you know, going to a country that I've never been to before. All of that stuff still led me to here, and it was one of the best decisions I've made. Now, that's what I'm trying to say to people. If you want the best for yourself, then don't think about, can I afford this? Or is this going to happen? Say to yourself, I will make this happen. And it might take me long, but I'm going to do it. So the other thing is people being uncertain or unsure of what they want. And we talked about that in the beginning, but just to summarize that bit, if you don't know what it is that you want, then you're not going to be able to make a plan to get it. So what you've got to do is take time, whether it's every day, every week, every month, or every year. I reflect every single day. So my reflections are usually, if I have a counselling appointment, I'll reflect on it afterwards. Did I do a good job with that client? That felt good. A lot of times when I'm in complete sync with my client, where I'm just listening, where I'm just connecting with them, where sometimes we have a bit of a laugh because I've been working with them for a while. So it's not like have a laugh, get personal. It's more of, I know them, so they might say something and I might say, no, you've said that before, or no, come on, let's talk about this a bit more, because I'm comfortable with them. So when I'm in that zone, it feels good, the energy feels good, the session feels good, but sometimes I'll reflect after a session and I'll say, a counselling session, and I'll say, do you know what, Mariam, I'm not sure what was going on there, but there was something that wasn't quite right with that relationship. This could be with a new client. So then I'll reflect and I'll do better next time. I'll say, do you know what, next time, Marianne, you have to build that rapport a bit more. Next time, Marianne, if a thought comes into your head, projection, then you have to put that aside. You know, next time, if this happens, if that person is, you know, distracted, then bring them into the room. Use congruence. Say, you know, I can tell that you are here, but do you want to be here? Or is there something that, have you been to therapy before? When I've done that, it's really worked. When I've said to clients, been in the moment, I can tell that you, or not I can tell, I might say something like, I'm getting a sense from you that you are feeling quite nervous about this, or how do you feel about being in therapy right now? You know, so sometimes it is about using your judgment, and I think that was about, yeah, being certain of what you want, reflecting every day, reflecting on what you can do better, reflecting on what you need to do, and reflecting on what type of life you want to have. You know, I'm not here to do all these motivational talks. There's better people out there that can do them. And I listen to hundreds of motivational videos every day. You can find them and they do help. But as Gary Vee said, and he's one of the best, listening to him for years and years and years, but not taking any action is pointless. And that's the same as with any motivational video. Same as with books. I do book reviews every week. I've learnt so much just from listening to these audiobooks, from reading the books. I've spent loads on Amazon. they've got loads out of me, but I'm making use of it. The knowledge you can find in books, the knowledge you can find listening to motivational speakers, why would you not? So finally, these are the key summing points of what you can do, you know, when you love yourself enough to want the best for yourself. First of all, get clear on what it is you want. What type of life do you want? Do you want to travel more? Do you want to be in a loving relationship? Do you want to be, you know, in a particular job? Be specific, write it down. There's so much theory and research about writing things down. Write down exactly what you want. The amount of little goals I've got all over my house, I've got them in front of, on the TV stand. So every time I put the TV on, I can see. I've got them in the mirror in my room. I've got some on the fridge. All of them, I've got some in my diary. When I open my diary, I've put some in my purse. Everywhere I look in my house or in my life, I've got my goals. And the thing about it is I'm ticking them off, checking them off. New phone upgrade, even though it's simple as that. I hadn't upgraded my phone in years. Laptop, same thing. My laptop was falling apart. I thought, I'll put it on the list. New website, that's coming. I've already spoke to someone about that. Holiday, solo holiday, that's on the list. That's here, it's happening. What else? Most of the things that are on the list, because they're written down and I see them every day, it motivates you, it encourages you to do it. When they're just in your head, your goals of what you want, they're not as visual. But if you were to write down all of your goals, this is just my tip, and you put them somewhere and every single day you see them, there's a more chance that they're going to happen because you're working towards them. But when they're in your head or they're written and they're put away somewhere, you just forget about them and they just become another goal. So thank you to everyone. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate everyone that's joining on this live. So I'm just going to sum up you. Get clear on your goals. Get moving. Take action. If you can't take daily action, just take weekly action or monthly action. The thing is, consistency has to happen. You're not going to achieve anything that you want for your life if you don't have a consistent pattern. Now, I upload to YouTube twice a week, regardless of how many views I get. Sometimes I'll upload and I'll get free views. Not free, well, yeah, a little bit. Do you know what? I've been doing YouTube for years. My purpose of YouTube, and I'm not monetized as well, just by the way, I could be because I've got over 1,000 subscribers on this channel. I've got another channel. That's not what it's about. For me, it's about sharing information. It's about, I love being able to share my knowledge. I love finding different ways to make videos. I like to be creative. So if you're consistent, like I'm on here on holiday, I don't need to be doing live streams or posting videos, but I want to keep that consistency because I haven't posted my usual videos this week on a Monday and a Thursday. So do something and stick with it. See how far it will get you. So that's consistency, writing things down, identify the resources that you have and that you will need for these things. Who can you turn to that will help you get what you want? What can you use that will help you become a better version of yourself? Can you have a playlist of motivational things? On my playlist, apart from a few, you know, reality TV stuff and a bit here and there, it's all audiobooks, motivational stuff, anything that will give me knowledge. There's a few bits of entertainment. Thank you. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm enjoying my holiday. So get, you know, have resources available to you. Think about all the resources you can use. And the final thing for our end is to be confident in yourself. There's no space for doubt. Confidence isn't something that you're not confident all the time. I've made a video on my other channel, Marianne Living Life, about how awkward it's been when I go for dinner on my own. I've been here 5 days. I'm still not used to it in the restaurant, you know, and I'm not going to be someone that just is on my phone as a distraction, because I know that it's pointless. I'm not going to be pretending to text. So I'll just sit there at dinner in between meals. Everyone else is in couples chatting away. And I'll sit with the uncomfortableness. What can I do? I have to wait for my food to arrive. I'll just sit there smiling, looking at the view, but it doesn't feel good. But what I'm trying to say to people with that really is you still have to be confident in yourself. What I said to myself yesterday, because it was like a packed restaurant, there was the singer. I went over to her, had a chat with her, said she sings brilliantly, but there was loads of couples all chatting away in between meals, and it was taking ages because it was packed. And I said, you know what? I'm here in the Seychelles. I'm in a restaurant. The food will come when it comes. What's the worst that can happen? And because I didn't want to feel too awkward, because it took ages between the dessert, I did get up, speak to the singer, tell her how brilliant she is, that should get a producer, because, I mean, I tell you what, her voice, no, I haven't put one of her videos up. Took a little video of her, took a little selfie with her. That passed a bit of time, made me feel a little bit good. Then I went to sit back down. But the point is, you know, sometimes you just have to, don't have any doubt in yourself, and sometimes be too harsh on yourself. Do you know what I mean? What's the worst thing that's going to happen? In some situations, I think we worry about things too much when it's not relevant. Who cares if you go into a shop and someone doesn't serve? Well, you do care, but you don't have to complain because someone didn't smile or serve you in a certain way. You don't have to be worried because you think everyone on the train is looking at you. You know, you don't have to, things don't have to be a big deal. You need to just stay focused on what it is you want in life. Just be focused on where you're going. I don't walk around thinking all these other counsellors are getting more clients than me. I mean, there's someone who keeps messaging me. There's a few counsellors actually. How do you get your clients? How comes you put a waiting list up? They're like, how comes you... At one point in August, I couldn't take any more clients. Was it August or July? Oh, until the end of August. And they were like, how have you done that? And I'm thinking, don't be worrying about what I'm doing. I did give them a few tips, because obviously I'm not saying it in that way. Focus on your skills, focus on what you're doing. I make videos, so that means people might see them. I talk about what I do and I give people the chance to do that. I get recommendations. But, you know, I'm too busy focusing on, I want to be a good counsellor, because counselling is my passion. It's not just like a career. So back to, finally, to sum up, be confident in yourself, eliminate any doubts, just be hyper-focused, stop worrying about what's going on over there, all these distractions, all these things that are not relevant. Just focus on being the best person you can be. Love yourself, so as though... I was going to say another statement. I was going to say love yourself as though your life depended on it, but no, that's two different books in one. Just love yourself in a way that means people can tell you have respect for yourself. People can tell you love yourself, because they'll try something and then it won't work. And they'll be like, whoa, oh, where's that come from? Why is she making a complaint about that? Or why is she answering back on that? Because they know, you know, you're not someone that is going to be mistreated. Everyone who knows me in my life, whether it's anyone in my life, bosses, if I go for a service like hair, nails, whatever it is, if I am in a relationship, the key thing for me is that I'm not going to stand for disrespect. Family know it as well. Even my family know it. you know, I will not take disrespect, because to me, if you want to speak to me, then you speak to me in a respectful way. I don't argue with people. I don't scream and shout. I'll say to anyone, if anyone anywhere in the world who knows me, show me either proof or evidence that I've ever insulted someone, where I go below the belt, or where I've screamed or shouted at someone. I don't do that. So if I live my life in that sort of way, I can say to people I'm not happy with them, but there's still got to be a level of respect there. So all you need to do really is think about what you want, go for it, put some action plans in place, write some goals down, identify the resources, and then have no doubts, and then just go for it. It can be done. You know, we can tap into our, I don't want to get all like, they call it woohoo and stuff, but we are powerful. We can tap into that power, and we can achieve things if we do that. So thank you to everyone. I really appreciate everyone that's joined. Latoria, Jesus is Luke Skywalker. I love your name. All the people that have joined, you know, I really appreciate it, because I don't do live streams often, but I've really just thought, you know what, I will do this. So thanks for watching. If you want to check out my other channel, which is called Marianne Living Life, it's completely different to this channel. It's purely, I mean, it's all holiday pics and stuff, and just, it's more for fun. And that's the reason I set up that channel, so that I can keep this as my business channel. But because I do travel a lot and I do some fun activities, that is like more of a lifestyle channel. But anyway, thank you to everyone that's watching. And I really needed to hear this. I'm going, oh, right, okay. So Latoria, yeah, I mean, don't make any rash decisions, but definitely if there's things that I've said that you resonated with, then, you know, think about that. But yeah, don't be impulsive on stuff, but yeah, have a think about what you need in life. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to end the live stream now, and I'll be back. I probably won't do a live stream for a while, but I'll probably post my book review video on Sunday, because I'm still going to be in the Seychelles, but I can post it before I leave, and that will be for Monday. And then I'll just continue with my Monday and Thursdays. Mondays book reviews, Thursdays are counselling topics. So okay then, bye Alicia, and bye everyone else. Thanks for joining, really appreciate it. Have a good day everyone. Bye.